up from mid-range. That won't go. And Prinsloo off with the rebound, and here come the Red Foxes. Oh, down the lane goes Bowie, and he is denied by 11, who collides with him and will draw the foul.
11 with some great timing to get the ball, but foul with the body.
Marist will come to the free throw line for 2 shots. And it will be Bowie taking them. Jay Bowie on the season, 14 of 19 from the line. The senior, one of the 3 captains on the team from Tampa, Florida. The others, Kemp, as he hits the free throw.
And you can see they have the C tempo here at the start of this game. It's been very successful. Their defense has been very strong.
Tip in by Gabe Levin. And Levin, by the way, comes in with a 13.5 point per game average. He's the first freshman in the history of Loyola Marymount to score double figures in his first 5 games.
He's a very talented player. That time, tip in, penetration, drew his man over, gave him an open lane on the backside for the easy rebound and score.
Here's Lewis, the captain, I believe I left out. That was the other one of the 3. Prinsloo with the jump hook, not there. And underneath the hoop with the rebound, Loyola Marymount's Alex Osborne. Here's Anthony Ireland across midcourt. You want to talk about a gamer, he would fit the bill. Now 11 under pressure, and it's wrenched away by Lewis. Lewis has Hart, leaves it behind him. Hart still able to get it. The layup not there, and Osborne another rebound. And here comes Payne and the Lions, 3-on-1. Levin goes up and gets hammered.
Oh, excellent fast break and spacing by Loyola Marymount, and that break led by Anthony Ireland.
We will get our first break in the action. Marist off to a great start, 11-4 on Loyola Marymount. 14:48 to go in the first half. Stick with us. At the University of the Virgin Islands Sports and Fitness Center, Loyola Marymount trailing Marist in the early goings by an 11-4 count, and the early returns for Marist. Jay Bowie, you see right there, with 5 points to pace the Red Foxes. Adam Kemp has a total of 4. They combining for 9 of the 11, and Marist off to a great start, whereas Loyola Marymount only 2 for their first 9, Kevin.
And Marist, a team that has struggled to shoot the ball, only averaging 51 points a game, but they're off to a nice start. Have got some buckets in transition, 4 for 9 for 44%. They are only shooting 32% from the field. They need to keep this up-tempo, get some open court baskets, and to keep attacking the rim.
Yeah, entering the tournament, Marist was at the bottom of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference in scoring, field goal percentage, and assists. It's not a good combination, and it's a huge reason why they come to the Virgin Islands, still in search of their first win.
As a team with a lot of experience coming back, with 4 starters come back, over 80% of their scoring back. So you look for them to come out of the slump that they've been in their first 5 losses, and we've seen that in the first 5.5 minutes of play here.
To the line goes Gabe Levin on the season, a 73%er, misses off the back rim. Gabe, who went to the same prep school, St. Thomas More Prep in Connecticut, as Anthony Ireland did.
We'll
Second
see if
shot, good.
Marymount puts some pressure on. That's been their MO, is full court pressure. They have put opponents at the free throw line a number of times. Every team they've played have shot more free throws than Marymount has.
Loyola Marymount comes in this game having allowed 81 a game, as the reverse not there for Lewis. And here's Anthony Ireland, who entered this season having played 37 minutes a game over the last 2 years. There's a guy that's never missed a game in his college career, and he's got it up on the right wing. Payne gets it back to Ireland. Wraps it around 11. Levin thinks 3, drives into Prinsloo. 12 on the shot clock. 9 on the shot clock, Ireland. The crossover, the lob, underneath Osborne gets Prinsloo up into the air, and very nicely done to draw the 2 free throws.
Well, the defense has been very solid by Marist. Even their game against Maryland, Maryland struggled early to score points. We're seeing the same type of good defense. They've worked them deep into the shot clock, but now at the free throw line, Marymount with a chance to add to their 5-point total.
Osborne 3 of 5 at the line. The freshman misses off the front rim. Marist 11, Loyola Marymount 5 in the all-time series. The Lions lead this, having won the previous 2 games between these 2 teams. And the second one is no good for Osborne either, so it remains a 6-point lead for Marist, and shuttling the ball up the floor is Khalid Hart, who redshirted a year ago for Marist with a knee injury. Prinsloo fires a 3, and why not? He knocks down just his 3rd 3 of the season. He's got 5 points today, and Marist up by 9.
Marist also with a slow start yesterday because we talked about their travel issues.
Yeah.
Missed a flight connection, so they had spent an entire day trying to get down here to St. Thomas. Fresher legs today.
They traveled in 3 separate parties after having some mechanical issues with their plane in New York. Missed the connection on Wednesday, then because of a flight curfew could not get in until Thursday night, more than a day ahead of the other 7 tournament participants.
They had to come in different parts of their team. They couldn't all travel together. We're not able to practice that day. Got a little bit of a shoot around yesterday. And much more active team today.
Kemp is fouled underneath. It looks like Evan Payne is going to be whistled as the aggressor. Actually, no, they're going to give it to Osborne. By the way, the refereeing trio today, Clarence Armstrong, the referee out of the Big East, Dennis Sulaco from the Colonial Conference, Colonial Athletic Association, and the A-10, and Guy Bagano from the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, so he's familiar with the Red Foxes. Substitution, here comes Chase Flint. Chase Flynn in for Loyola Marymount. Peter Prinsloo comes to the sideline for Marist as Isaiah Morton enters for them.
Well, Kemp was a preseason second-team pick, but has fought some foot injuries. I really like his game. Let me see if Marist continues to go inside to him and get him some scoring opportunities, either at the free throw line or down low on the block.
Payne will rise and bury it from 19 out. And that's a big shot for Evan Payne, the freshman from Akron, Ohio. Had a big game against Long Beach State where he scored 18-16 in the second half in the victory.
And Marymount really, they got caught in a rotation there, and Kemp scores easy inside. Those ball screen defense, miscommunication. Kemp quick slip to the basket. And easy 2 off the glass.
Kemp's off to a good start, already matching his scoring average coming into the tournament. He's got 6 points. Taken away, and Levin goes down and denies Hart. And it would have been a 2-on-1 break otherwise, so a pretty good foul by the freshman. It'll be the second, however, on Levin. And we'll have a couple of substitutions. Marin Mornar, the sophomore from Zagreb, Croatia, will come in. They call him Money in practice.
Interesting nickname for that young man. They called him Money repeatedly during that practice we watched. And of course, Ben Dickinson averaging 13 a game. Gives him some inside presence also.
Bowie runs right over Dickinson and is going to be whistled for an offensive foul.
Well, I like Kemp's aggressiveness, but led with the forearm, picked up the offensive foul. Now he has to take a seat on the bench.
Prinsloo, a very short-lived rest. So it'll be Loyola Marymount ball. They have Mornar, Ireland, Payne, as well as Flint and Dickinson as their 5 wearing their Road Navy uniforms. Loyola Marymount coming off an 11-win season last year. Just 1 win in conference, though they did get to the semifinals in the West Coast Conference before losing to the #1 team in the nation, Gonzaga at the time.
And then off to a great start this year as they came in this tournament 4-0. As we mentioned, got behind against Northern Iowa, made a valiant effort to come back, but just didn't have enough juice to finish the job.
Here's Lewis. He'll rise and fire and bury it.
Siobhan Lewis, a prolific scorer for the Red Foxes. You can't let him get untracked, or that will be a handful as the Red Foxes now up 20-7.
Lewis had 13 points yesterday, albeit on 13 shots. 20-7 the score, as mentioned. Ireland under pressure, gets it back, goes up, blocked down by Prinsloo, but put back and in by Ben Dickinson, the Binghamton transfer.
Dickinson, nice move to follow up the play as Ireland gets it swatted inside, but Dickinson is able to clean it up.
Here's Isaiah Morton at the point, going to Bowie.
Now, we talked about Morton in yesterday's broadcast. He has started a lot of games, very experienced player for Marist.
Marist settling for the outside shot. Here comes Flint. Down the lane, Ireland goes up with the hesitation, can't get it to go, but he will get 2 shots for his efforts after the break in the action. We've got 10:41 to go in the first half. The score, Marist 20, Loyola Marymount 9. Back with more action from the Virgin Islands at the Easy Bond.
Come visit my island, the United States Virgin Islands.
Discover how life is meant to be. Call your travel agent today.
Spectacular views of the Caribbean are just the beginning at Frenchman's Reef and Morningstar Marriott Beach Resort. Discover a place where turquoise waters meet clear blue skies, where fine dining and poolside bars delightfully coexist, where fun and relaxation are an art form. A Marriott dream vacation awaits you here on the island of St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's all here at Frenchman's Reef and Morningstar Marriott Beach Resort.
UVI is closer than you think.
At UVI, the beach is closer than you think.
At UVI, the professors are closer than you think.
At UVI, your success is closer than you think.
The University of the Virgin Islands is closer than you think.
Quick start for the Red Foxes. They lead 20-9. Remember, coming up next, we'll have the game on the bottom left of your screen. Vanderbilt taking on Morgan State, and on CBS Sports Network tomorrow, we'll have Northern Iowa and Maryland trying to move on to the championship game in the Paradise Jam. Providence taking on LaSalle after a valiant rally yesterday against Vanderbilt, and one in which they were trailing 56-40, but ended up running them off the floor at the end.
One of the biggest turnarounds I've seen in the second half was the Ed Cooley number of timeouts to fire up that Providence Friar team, and Chris Dunn came in off the bench, their point guard, who's been coming back from a shoulder injury. Great job of leading that rally. And now let's see if Marymount, they've got to get some floor pressure. They are a team that lives off of turnovers, very aggressive defense. They have not been able to cause turnovers from this Marist team.
20-11 the score, Marist on top. Here comes Morton shoveling it off underneath. We're running out of real estate as Eric Trug, who comes into the game, the sophomore from Chagrin Falls, Ohio, and it's thrown away by Morton. Here comes Ireland leading the charge. He'll rise from 22 and bury it.
Well, Ireland is the heart and soul of this Lion team, and how he goes, how the team goes. As Max Good said, he is the toughest kid I've ever coached.
He called him a coach's dream. 5-0 run inspired by Ireland. And the count now in favor of Marist by 6. The Red Foxes will handle it out of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. It's the third meeting all time between these two. Lewis, the 16-footer, that's no good, and the rebound is off to Nick Stover. There's Ireland again, this time trying it from NBA range, but the 25-footer is not there.
Well, Ireland was feeling it, so he came up and thought he would launch another from the top of the key straight on, but to no avail. And now Marist going to set up their offense and try to get some action going.
Javon Lewis just recently eclipsed 1,000 points for Marist. Came in as the 24th all-time leading scorer for them. Thrown away again by Morton. Here's a 3-on-1 break. Ireland to Mornar, who dunks it with authority. And a timeout will be called by Jeff Bauer. All of a sudden, We have a bit of a run by Loyola Marymount, 7 in a row to make it a 4-point game.
Jeff Bauer meets his team at the free throw line of the court. As you look at this great fast break, way to finish by the man they call Money, but led by Ireland. And Jeff Bauer is going to talk to the team about you cannot turn the ball over in the backcourt against this Marymount team, or it's going to lead to fast break points.
We watched Loyola Marymount practice the other day, Kevin, and they kind of run their practices. It isn't quite what we saw with Paul Westhead. I don't think anything quite would be from 20-some-odd years ago, but they do like to pick up the tempo a little bit. The numbers bear it out. They're averaging 84 a game. However, they're giving up 81 points per game coming into the contest, but they do like to play that fast-paced style.
A little bit of organized chaos as we watch practice with Max Good, one of the true characters in the college game of basketball. But their problem has been they created too many fouls, especially with the new rules of hand checking. They've let their opponents get to the free throw line. Had success before coming to this tournament, but Northern Iowa made them pay at the charity stripe.
20-16 the count. The Marist Red Foxes still leading, but it's becoming a little tenuous at this point. Here's Lewis. Bowie, Morton. Manny Thomas in the corner checking in, and here comes Trug with the screen. Marist in the white. Morton having trouble, a couple of turnovers back-to-back on previous possessions, and fended away. Mornar with the block on Lewis.
Well, Mornar's really made his presence felt coming off the bench for Marymount.
Here's Dickinson backing down Trug, up under, runs out of room, gets it back on the repost. From the elbow, a travel by Mornar.
Well, Dickinson with a good post and a repost, but he needed to take up some real estate when he did his second post up. They had him shoved out too far. He had to give it up again. Max Good keeps rotating in fresh players. He really tries to use his pressure defense to disrupt. And, of course, we've got Khalid Hart back in the lineup to settle down the Red Foxes. Offense was not quite the same flow when they had Isaiah Martin trying to run the offense.
The Red Foxes 10-21 a season ago, 6-12 in the MAC. Chuck Martin replaced with Jeff Bauer in the offseason, a former assistant and associate coach. Over on the wing, TJ Curry will fire the three. Won't go. The rebound off to Trug, and Hart will reshuffle the deck with Payne in defense. Lewis matched up with Stover, and he bullies into Stover, but Stover's going to get caught trying to hedge on the screen and reaching in.
I was going to tell you, that is a great matchup on the wing. Stover and Lewis going head-to-head as Lewis is really trying to get some dribble penetration. You see the assistant coach telling Stover how to line up his body to defend that dribble drive.
And always a coachable moment for Max Good. 20-16, the Red Foxes on top of the Lions.
Welcome to Belongo Bay Beach Resort, St. Thomas, the Caribbean's most entertaining beach resort. Experience the Caribbean's most entertaining beach resort, Belongo Bay Beach Resort, St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. No passport required.
Imagine the power of a giant TV production truck in a compact portable video production system. NewTek TriCaster has everything you need for a network-style video production. Camera switching, graphics, special effects, virtual sets, and more. You can stream your production live to the internet and record up to 8 separate channels of HD video all in one system. NewTek TriCaster. It's a television studio in a box. Find out more at newtek.com.
Now, as you can see, don't you love technology? Yeah, no problem. There we go. How are the girls? Uh-huh. Come on, boy, just a little. Scott.
Business is tough, but with great offers at avis.com, we give you the space to turn your business trip into a biz case.
The 2013 Easy Bonds Global Payments Paradise Jam, and on the preceding play, you see Javon Lewis doing work for Marist, and Loyola Marymount will have the basketball as we return to play, and it's Alex Osborne off the heel of the rim, but he'll get it back. Nice rebound by Mornars. The Lions will get a fresh 35.
Mornar's given Marymount a huge lift off the bench at the defensive end and the offensive end. An offensive rebound to give them an extra possession.
Evan Payne, the ball fake, now has it back at the point, getting the start today in place of Chase Flint. Air balls a 20-footer, but it's saved by Osborne, and now a push as Mornar hits the deck.
Mornar
like
again
Lewis will be guilty.
in the action. Mornar has been very active on the offensive glass. Some of the Red Fox got to get their body on that young man. Truegg is matched up. Now we see a little zone by Marist come out of this OB under.
Only 11 seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Lions. And Payne trying to catch Bowie napping, trying to throw it off his backside. It goes out of bounds regardless.
That's the old trick I was taught by my 7th grade coach. If that defender's not looking at you in that zone, bounce it off the middle of his back, pick it up, and lay it in.
Payne will come out along with Stover. And Ireland, who does not sit a whole lot, back in with Flint, Osborne, Mornar, and Egbayemi. Lions ball out of the West Coast Conference. They roll around to the corner. 3 for Flint, no. And Mornar, another offensive rebound for the Lions. Here's Ireland rising and firing and knocking down another. So for the Lions right now, a 9-0 run in which 7 of those 9 have been scored by Anthony Ireland.
Oh, we called him the heart and soul of this squad. He's certainly leading them in this comeback bid.
Now Marist needs a response and quickly. Over on the wing. Hart goes to Curry, the runner from 12. No, gets his own rebound, and he'll back it out.
Well, Hart took a little seat, the bench get a rest, and their offense really stagnated. Khalid Hart trying to get them back in the flow again, but they have struggled the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Jab step for Bowie. The senior from Tampa, Florida, gets right around Mornar and puts it in to end the run for the moment.
Well, that's a great move by Bowie. When in doubt, when you're not shooting the ball well, you got to put it on the deck and take it right to the rack, and that's what he did. Blew right by Mornar.
Flint fouled on the opposite side by Curry. And that's the first foul.
Watch this move here up top. This little ball fake, crossover move, and finishes right over the rim. Mornar gets caught watching the paint dry.
Chase Flint, one of the oldest players out there. He's 23 years of age, actually went on an LDS mission right out of high school before he started his first collegiate year at East Utah College and then transferred to LMU. He's 3 of 7 at the line this season. It's 22-19 Marist on top of the Lions.
The Lions with a sluggish start after that defeat to Northern Iowa, but much more active here in the last 6 minutes of this game, and now he's going to get awarded another free throw. So we have, was it a lane violation,
yeah.
Danny?
Trug stepped into the lane a little too soon, so it'll give Chase Flint the old 3 to make 2. 22-19, Marist leading, 6:10 to go in the first half. Danny Lee, Kevin Lehman with you. Stick around, we'll have the second game coming up. Vanderbilt taking on Morgan State. Craig Jonas and Brian Ratzliff will have the call on that one. The second one good for Flint, and it's a 2-point game now.
That full court pressure by the Lions. This is what they live and die by. Forced a turnover.
And it's Ireland taking it away. He'll deal it over to Egbayemi. He's got a lot of speed and a lot of athleticism. And he'll go to the line for the 1-and-1. Foul again on Curry, his second.
The Loyola Marymount has been fouling in those previous games, allowing their opponents almost 24 made free throws per game. They have done a much better job in this game of pressure defense, keeping their hands off, and keeping the Red Foxes off the free throw line.
And the Lions, as we have seen, Kevin, have been guilty of putting the opposition on the line a lot of times, but today, or at least yesterday, got to the line 21 times, but still Northern Iowa got there 39 times yesterday.
And only 4 free throws by Marist thus far in this game.
Marist basketball. Here's Hart trapped in the corner. And they're going to call a foul against the Lions.
There's one of those fouls we talked about, that hand checking on the perimeter.
That has certainly been the issue that has been much discussed in college basketball. One of the big changes to the rule book in 2013-2014.
An aggressive team like Marymount, it really hurts their style of play that Max Good wants. All that pressure, especially with a small guard court and quickness. You've got to learn to play with your hands off and play with your feet.
Rebound snagged by Osborne, and here comes Flint up the far sideline.
And also Adam Kemp picking up that second foul going to the bench has really hurt the inside play of Marist. So they're getting walled off and getting no second shot attempts.
Egbayemi floats through the air and scoops it in, and we've got a tie ball game.
That was a bit of the George Gervin from the old days, the Iceman finger roll.
5 minutes to go. And we're all squared. Lions led, trail by as many as 9 in this first half. And here's Ireland trying to give the Lions the lead. Egbayemi, the native of Lagos, Nigeria, misses off the side of the rim, and the running rebound goes off to Bowie. Gets it to Lewis, who misses the dunk.
Oh, Lewis left a little too soon, tranked it back, but got checked by the rim. And they really needed that basket, Danny. Get a breakaway like that. That would have been huge. Get him off the snide here.
But Levin gives it, or rather, Flynn gives it right back to Marist.
Boy, long dry spell for Marist in their offense. They've had some opportunities, but again, Kemp on the bench. He really gave him some inside presence.
Philip Lawrence replacing him, and they also have Trug up front. Here's Lewis, the scorer, going to Bowie from the corner. 3 not there, and Lawrence goes right over the top, but can't hang on. Crossover by Ireland, but they're going to be calling him for a carryover. The call made by Clarence Armstrong here on the near side. And the ball will go back to Marist. Their once 9-point lead has gone away. It's 22-22, 3:55 to go in the first half. Stick with us here in the Paradise Jam.
We are World Vision, and we believe in children. We believe in God's calling to share our lives with them. To share a meal, to share water, to share love, to share a full life.
If you believe, share with a child today at worldvision.org/share.
Come visit my island, the United States Virgin Islands.
Discover how life is meant to be. Call your travel agent today.
Spectacular views of the Caribbean are just the beginning.
Well, here at the U.S. Virgin Islands Sports and Fitness Center, yeah, it hasn't been all pretty. Siobhan Lewis missing the dunk earlier, but this game is about as even as you can get, Kevin. 22-22, 15-15 rebounding, and both teams shooting 8 for 22 from the floor.
Marist with a couple more threes, but Marymount has made up for it by going to the free throw line, but just 5 of 9 from the line for Marist.
Got a foul on Mornar. It's his first, and it is the 7th, so the 1-and-1 now in play for Lewis and the Red Foxes. Siobhan Lewis, 19 for 29 at the line coming into the game, only 65.5%. So he does lead the team in scoring at 14.5 per game. In fact, he's the only guy for the Red Foxes coming into this game who's averaging double figures in points.
And struggling today, just 1 of 6. He knocked in that 3 ball earlier, missed the dunk that we saw, but he has picked up his 4th point, 2 from the free throw line, or 5th point, and that 3-point ball earlier in the game.
Here comes Ireland. We mentioned he's been the minutes eater for the Lions coming into the season. The last 2 years, about 37 minutes per game. 8th all-time in the Lions charts in scoring. The senior gives out. Egbayemi slapped on the wrist but gets away with it. Put back by Evan Payne. No, Osborne has it and will kick it out. And Ireland flying through the air to Egbayemi in the corner. He's all alone but won't shoot. To the hoop he goes, lays it up with the left hand.
Oh, he's slicing and carving up the inside defense. Marist, what a great move by Egbayemi. Went with his right hand and came back with the left. Split 2 defenders.
All square again at 24. Underneath Prinsloo under duress and Osborne reaching in.
And in the bonus, so Prinsloo going to go to the free throw line. That's the way Marist has been able to, in this dry spout, and get Prinsloo at the free throw line.
Osborne will come out and Nick Stover will come in. Nick, actually, his brother Anthony played at UCLA. That's a very athletic family, in fact. His mom, Rena, ran at CSUN, and before that, Pasadena City College, and his dad played basketball at Pepperdine. Prinsloo, no good on the free throw. And here comes Ireland up the floor. Mornar for 3, no. Rebound, Lewis, here comes Marist. Will try to take it himself off glass, he can't get it to go. And it's a track meet again, here comes Payne. Payne by Hart, oh what a move!
Oh, Payne with a great change of direction, got a little deke inside and able to finish. It's a fast-paced ball game, Danny.
Yeah, Lawrence comes down the paint, and all of a sudden we've got a tie score again, 26-26.
More to Marymount's suiting, I think, with this type of pace. Mornar again making his presence felt inside.
Mornar with the jump hook with the left hand, and the Croatian native puts the Lions back on top by 2. Morton underneath Prinsloo, hammered by Payne. Oh, he went right across the back. And Prinsloo is still lying on the ground.
I think his head may have bounced on the court as you watch this play. Starts with Morton's penetration. Ooh,
yeah, he was playing
hard.
The ball for sure. Sometimes you look at those kinds of plays and say, could have been flagrant, but you see, went right after the ball.
Caught him along the side of the noggin. Prinsloo trying to shake it off here as he gets to the free throw line.
Now the referees are discussing something. It is Payne.
They're checking to make sure they had the right number on the foul, the right person. The foul is on Payne.
So Prinsloo to the line. He's from Johannesburg, South Africa. Moved to the United States at the age of 12 and began playing basketball at the age of 14. 6 points today.
Jeff Bowers decided to let Kemp sit with those 2 fouls. Prinsloo has came in and done an excellent job of picking up the slack. Kemp started out with 7 points before picking up the second foul. Prinsloo now adds his total to 6. They've got some inside play in tonight's game with Marist offense on the box.
Prinsloo becoming a fixture in the lineup. He had only 87 points his first 3 years at Marist. Under pressure is Dickinson, and he will be fouled. And that foul called against Siobhan Lewis, holding onto the arm. And Lewis now has his second.
Now this if you make these free throws, give Marymount a chance to step that press again. It's been very successful here in the last 10 minutes of this first half of forcing some turnovers, leading to easy baskets. And Prinsloo still checking at his head over there. Decided to take him out.
Kentrell Brooks will come in and Lewis out. So here comes the line. Ben Dickinson, 6'9", redshirt sophomore from Alexandria, Virginia. His first free throw is good, and he's now 9 of 11 on the season from the line. He's the son of a couple of volleyball players. Transferred from Binghamton, where he had a very good season. 2012 was 11th in the league in scoring, averaging over 13 per game. The putback, it's not there. And the Lions go dry on that set of circumstances, and it's a 1-point lead for the Lions in the navy blue. Marist with the basketball.
Well, Wart makes a good decision to back it back out. And Marist keeps probing the inside. It's getting them to the free throw line, keeping them in the game from the line as they've struggled to shoot from the field at 9 of 24 in this game.
Double bonus time for Marist, so 2 shots, all expenses paid on the foul by Ben Dickinson. It'll be Kentrell Brooks to shoot the free throws. Brooks 4 of 6 at the line this year.
I like what Marist has done here is they've come back off that lull. They've decided let's try to either dribble, penetrate, and kick or throw it into our post. And it's been successful because the opportunities at the free throw line are adding up for the Red Foxes.
Brooks from St. Anthony High School, which also delivered Bobby Hurley, Terry DeHare, and Kyle Anderson, who currently plays at UCLA.
Great matchup here with Hart on the perimeter against Anthony Ireland. There's 2 tough kids going at it.
Here's Payne. Payne double teamed.
You have to compliment on Marist. Their half-court defense has been very solid as they've just forced a turnover. Ireland bounces off his foot with the pressure.
Ireland with 24 points in the loss to Northern Iowa yesterday, though he did it on 20 shots. 3 steals in his 36 minutes of work. You know, one thing this year is he's been playing a little less minutes. We mentioned last year over 37 minutes per game he played for the Lions. This year just over 31. Morton blocked by Ireland as he tried to take the 3. And it'll go back out to Hart. 40 seconds to go. Marist with a 1-point lead. They've led by as many as 9. Over on the wing, it's Lawrence from 22, and he knocks it down.
Oh, huge shot for Marist. He's able to recover and then found him open after the defense got in a scramble mode.
And Max Good wants a timeout. The Lions had battled back, took the lead, but now they see themselves falling behind again by 4. 33-29 is the score as we take a look at the numbers here, Kevin.
Most of the damage by Marist has been done at the free throw line, and they are 9 for 11. Just 10 of 26 from the field, but they've been able to capitalize on the fouling by the Lions, which has been a MO of Loyola Marymount all season. They're going to put you at the free throw line if you have some patience and drive the ball at the basket.
And the Red Foxes have to be happy. You see what Loyola Marymount's shooting, 39%. The opposition has shot 49% against them this season in the first 5 games.
And just 1 for 6. Marymount only knocking in 1 3 thus far in this game.
The first of 2 games today, pitting all the teams that lost their first round games here at the Easy Bonds Paradise Jam yesterday. And then tomorrow on CBS Sports Network, we'll bring you the teams that were triumphant, beginning with Northern Iowa taking on Maryland at 7 Eastern. Follow that with Providence and LaSalle.
Now Marist's going to show zone here in this last possession. We'll see if how far they will run this down, maybe do a ball screen on the corner of the zone.
The Lions came in shooting 47%, disrupted by the zone in the first half. 4 seconds to go. Payne in trouble, will launch from 25, and he got it. Not a bad way to end the half.
Cold-blooded. Waited for that shot clock to wind all the way down. They knew they had that shot, could have took it earlier, but waited, knock it in at the buzzer.
A very entertaining first half. In fact, Marist at the 11:47 mark actually had a 13-point lead on Loyola Marymount, but Payne there to cut it to 1 after they had held the lead briefly.
Right in front of Coach Bauer as he drains that 3 to give Lions within 1 here at halftime.
Red Foxes 33, Lions 32. Stick with us here from the Easy Bonds Paradise Jam in the Virgin Islands.
We're at the 2013 Paradise Jam. In 14 years here on St. Thomas, we've done a lot of awesome things, but never something like this.
this is the water jetpack, new here to St. Thomas. Anyone who's ever dreamt of flying, ever wanted to learn how to fly, this is about as close as it gets. On an introductory flight, you're going to be porpoising like a dolphin, you're going to be running on the water, and of course flying high like Buzz Lightyear. So those are kind of the three things you're going to be doing in an introductory flight.
Perfect. Right arm up, right arm up, right arm up a little, right arm up. There you go. Just like that. That's exactly where I want you. Right there. Very nice. Oh, you're ready to fly. What I want you to do now is slowly bring your arms up till just your feet are in the water. And now that you're there, just start walking with those legs. You're walking on water. Okay, so all you got to do to go underwater is you're going to bring both hands down into the water. When you're ready to come back up, bring both hands back up. Very nice. Very nice.
People who have ever gone parasailing or jet skiing, anything like that, this is going to be completely different. This is the newest adventure basically here in St. Thomas. So you guys actually have this great deal of flying at $100 at discounted price all the way up until November 30th. So just mention Paradise Jam and we'll definitely give you guys that rate.
That definitely was one of the craziest things I've ever done, Mark. Thanks for letting me come out and fly with you. Looks like I earned some wings.
You have definitely earned your jetpack wings, so you're a natural. Come back again soon.
All right, all you Paradise Jammers, come out and check out the St. Thomas Jet Riders.
Welcome to the Paradise Jam. Each November, I like to take my Paradise Jam family down to the one and only golf course on St. Thomas, Mahogany Run. Let's head down to the first tee.
Mahogany Run, being the only golf course on the island, designed by two world-famous golf course architects, Tom Fazio and his dad, George, have some really unique and exciting holes. We have the Devil's Triangle, which is maybe three of the most beautiful holes in golf, looking over the Atlantic and the Caribbean Ocean. Holes where you're hitting, 125 to 150 yards from tee boxes to over the ocean onto a small tee complex. Everybody finds the course. It's challenging, forgiving in areas, and truly unforgiving in certain areas. I mean, obviously you can tell who the basketball players are. They're a little taller than most of the island people, but it's wonderful for the course. It's wonderful for the economy down here. It's wonderful for Mahogany Run to have people like that down here doing something for the community down here, and being able to host them at our golf course is really, it's a pleasure to have them down here.
During the Paradise Jam, not only can you enjoy spectacular views like this, but for the right price, you can own a beautiful villa out here at Botany Bay.
We're out here today at Villa Witta, which is a $25 million property that spans over 15,000 square feet of usable space. It's on 4 acres on a waterfront lot, and it's inside the Botany Bay Preserve, which is managed by the Timbers Resorts based out of Carbondale, Colorado. They picked the nicest 400 acres on the island. It overlooks the Mermaid's Chair, the west end of the island, and out over to Culebra, Puerto Rico, and the Spanish Virgin Islands. The entire home is based around the lifestyle that a pirate would probably enjoy. It certainly shows it in the collection of artifacts. It's sort of a modern-day pirate, has this fortress where he keeps all the bounty that he's collected, and I think that's really how the owner looks at it. Also, the quality here, the workmanship inside, it's second to none, absolutely no expense spared. There's a lot of antiques and original artifacts. There's actual treasure chests that were recovered from pirate ships, original cannons, and several 17th century antiques. There's actually a chandelier from a Russian opera house in here that was disassembled and reassembled here. And obviously the location is incredible. It's probably one of the best home sites in the Caribbean. It has to be experienced to be believed. It's really more of like a fairy tale type atmosphere than anything I've ever seen. The U.S. Virgin Islands is uniquely set up for people to take advantage of the tax benefits. There's no state or local taxes other than federal taxes for residents. Anybody who resides here gets to take advantage of that, and the price points are all across the board from $300,000 to $25 million. There's pretty much something for everybody. Give us a call at USVI Sotheby's International Realty. We'd be happy to help you online, or sotheby'srealtyusvi.com is our website.
Welcome to the United States Virgin Islands. We know you'll enjoy your stay in one of the most beautiful places in the Caribbean. We invite you to visit all 3 islands: St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas. St. Croix offers some of the most incredible dive sites in the Caribbean. Explore the pier, a shipwreck, the wall, and even go on a night dive. And with 7 flags having flown over this Caribbean jewel, St. Croix offers one of the most diverse cultures in all of the Caribbean. Want to hike, swim, and explore an underwater trail and an incredible vista all in the same day? Then you can't miss St. John. With 2/3 of the island dedicated as a national park, it's easy to find a view that takes your breath away. St. Thomas offers some of the best shopping deals in the Caribbean, and the U.S. Virgin Islands duty-free limit is $1,600, so be sure to take advantage of the savings. If a romantic destination wedding is in your future, plan your hassle-free nuptials in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Don't forget to let your guests know that there's no passport required for U.S. citizens. For more information on the USVI, log on to visitusvi.com or download our free My Virgin Islands smartphone app to learn more about things to do, restaurants, shops, and much more. Explore the endless unscripted vacation opportunities that await you. Thank you for visiting the United States Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas.
Come visit my island, the United States Virgin Islands.
Discover how life is meant to be. Call your travel agent today.
Spectacular views of the Caribbean are just the beginning at Frenchman's Reef and Morningstar Marriott Beach Resort. Discover a place where turquoise waters meet clear blue skies, where fine dining and poolside bars delightfully coexist, where fun and relaxation are an art form. A Marriott Dream Vacation awaits you here on the island of St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's all here at Frenchman's Reef and Morningstar Marriott Beach Resort.
UVI is closer than you think.
At UVI, the beach is closer than you think.
At UVI, the professors are closer than you think.
At UVI, your success is closer than you think.
The University of the Virgin Islands is closer than you think. Call us today or visit our website.
Welcome to Belongo Bay Beach Resort, St. Thomas, the Caribbean's most entertaining beach resort. Experience the Caribbean's most entertaining beach resort, Belongo Bay Beach Resort, St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. No passport required.
Imagine the power of a giant TV production truck in a compact portable video production system. NewTek TriCaster has everything you need for a network-style video production. Camera switching, graphics, special effects, virtual sets, and more. You can stream your production live to the internet and record up to 8 separate channels of HD video all in one system. NewTek TriCaster. It's a television studio in a box. Find out more at newtek.com.
Now, as you can see, don't you love technology? Yeah, no problem. There we go. How are the girls? Uh-huh. Come on, boy, just a little.
Scott. Business is tough, but with great offers at Avis.com, we give you the space to turn your business trip into a bizcation. Avis, it's your space.
We are World Vision, and we believe in children. We believe in God's calling to share our lives with them, to share a meal, to share water, to share love, to share a full life.
If you believe, share with a child today at worldvision.org/share.
Welcome back to the 2013 Easy Bonds Paradise Jam. Marist leading 33-32, Kevin, but Jeff Bauer's got to be feeling pretty good with Kemp in foul trouble in the first half.
Well, Kemp, 7 points in the first 8 minutes, then sat for the next 12 minutes, but they were able to maintain this lead. Prinsloo gave him some huge minutes and some points inside as he garnered 7 points in 11 minutes.
Well, it was lucky number 7 in the first half. 5 different players had that score. Bowie, Prinsloo, and Kemp for Marist. Payne and Ireland each was 7 for Loyola Marymount. Egbayemi will toss it off to Levin.
Marist got to the line 11 times, 9 for 11. They drove the ball in and created some foul situations. And there's Kemp showing his presence, but turns over the outlet pass.
It's Payne.
Payne with that huge 3 at the end of the half to bring Marymount within 1.
Payne will rise again from distance and won't get it. Payne was not the least bit shy with the shot. He had 9 of them in the first half. That is 10th shot of the game. And an air ball on the other end from Lewis.
Lewis has really struggled in this game. In fact, in the whole tournament, Lewis just 1 for 8. So he's knocked in a 3-point ball. His only points on the board besides 2 free throws.
Payne with the wraparound, and Dickinson is denied by Kemp, who stays behind the play and is holding his midsection as he runs up the floor. Here's Bowie, the left wing 3 is good. And a timeout by the referee. He's got an elbow to the chops, it looks like.
Caught one in the sternum, may have knocked the wind out of him, and the official actually stopped play so he can check Kemp to make sure he's okay and get his breath back. Kemp hikes up those shorts, he's ready to go. He's made a real presence there. Rebound, block shot. We mentioned preseason second team pick in his league, but Adam Kemp is showing some real inside presence for the Red Foxes as they try to get their first win of the season.
Nice pass from Ireland. He drops it off to Dickinson, the first-year Lion, and it's 36-34 now, Marist. Their lead 2. Ireland, the first team All-WCC the last 2 years.
And that gets Jeff Bauer off the bench. Ball screen defense was not adequate on that last play, although they played it very well in the first half.
Prinsloo, the turnaround jump hook is not there, and here comes Ireland weaving through the defense. They'll back it out to Payne. Payne loses it. Ireland's got it.
Well, Payne and Ireland give you 2 extremely quick ball handlers. Both can be point guards. Makes it difficult for the opposing teams to guard when you can put a number of ball handlers out like that.
Dickinson from 20 hits the side of the backboard out of the corner, and here's Lewis up the floor for Marist in the white.
Well, Marist really has to get Lewis, get him to shake loose to give him some points.
Khalid Hart, who absorbed a lot of collisions in yesterday's loss against Maryland. There's Bowie from straight away. Can't get it to go from 3. It's knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with the Red Foxes.
Well, Egbayemi is really locked on to Siobhan Lewis. Is not giving him any room for catches and to drive the ball or to lift up and get his jump shot off. It's been a great battle between those two.
Bowie in the corner. And here's Hart, who struggled through a ragged performance yesterday with that injury, caused him to limp around for that stretch in the second half. He's 2 for 11 and turned the ball over 4 times against Maryland, and a foul on the ground. Foul is Ireland's first.
Boy, as aggressive as he has been, that is surprising that he's only got 1 foul charged to him. And we're 16 minutes left in the second half.
36-34 the score. Marist on top, and Kemp goes up, hits the side of the backboard, but gets fouled, and will get to the line. All expenses paid.
The Marist offense changes dramatically with Kemp in there. It gives them a body to throw to, and he is a force to score. Max Good has to make a decision if he's going to double Kemp before he puts the ball on the deck, because he's been able to get his shoulder into the defender and draw contact, get himself to the free throw line.
Kemp at the line, no good off the front rim. You know, Adam Kemp from Sherrill, New York, he actually had a game last year against Iona, 29 points, 16 rebounds, 7 blocks. He was the first Division I player with at least those numbers in a game since Jason Thompson, a Rider, in 2007, but misses on 2 free throw shots here, and it remains a 2-point lead for Marist.
Well, misfires those free throws. That's what's really kept Marist with this lead, is their ability to score from the free throw line.
Crossover for Payne. He'll flip it off to Levin, get it back. Payne a couple of jab steps, and he'll
Payne thought about it more than once. He's going to launch that from the right wing.
And there's Dickinson from the baseline from 12 feet out to tie it up again.
Well, Dickinson has that nice high release. Kemp cannot reach it. I really like Dickinson at about 10 feet, that little square up move, because he can counter that now with a little head fake and a drive.
He's leading the Lions with 9 points, averaging 12 on the year coming in.
Egbayemi just locked on to Lewis.
There's Hart rising and shooting and coming up short. Scrum for the rebound, and it's Hart coming out of the fray.
Well, Kemp, again, kept it alive on the missed shot.
Hart, who was once a member of the U.S. Virgin Islands under-18 national team at the 2012 FIBA Americas tournament. Kemp lob underneath from Bowie, and a foul as Levin ends up on the hardwood, adding injury to insult.
Starting to see the fouls mount up against Marymount, as there are 3 team fouls on the Lions and 0 on the Red Foxes. That has been the Achilles heel for Marymount, is putting the opponent at the free throw line.
36-36 score. You're watching the Paradise Jam here on ParadiseJam.com.
Come visit my island, the United States Virgin Islands.
Discover how life is meant to be. Call your travel agent today.
Spectacular views of the Caribbean are just the beginning at Frenchman's Reef and Morningstar Marriott Beach Resort. Discover a place where turquoise waters meet clear blue skies, where fine dining and poolside bars delightfully coexist, where fun and relaxation are an art form. A Marriott dream vacation awaits you here on the island of St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's all here at Frenchman's Reef and Morning.
36-36 is the score. Loyola, Marymount, and Marist meeting for the 3rd time all time. You see Marist leading scorer, Bowie with 10 points and 9 for Dickinson to pace the Lions. It'll be Marist basketball out of the timeout with Lewis, Bowie, in addition to Kemp, Prinsloo, and Hart. It's taken away by Payne. He's one-on-one with Prinsloo, and he travels. Perhaps the big man from South Africa may have phased Payne a little bit. And a turnover in transition will give it right back to the Red Foxes. That is the 7th turnover of the day against the Lions. There goes Lewis with the drive and more free throws.
Well, there's so much pressure by Egbayemi on Lewis on the wing. They just puts the ball on the deck. It's a little edge and drives it to the rim. At the free throw line again for Marist.
Well, as we told you, Loyola Marymount has been putting the opposition on the free throw line. Entering play today, the opposition has shot 160 free throws. We can tack on so far 13 more. Now make it 14 as Lewis drains it.
And I'm amazed that Marymount can come in here with winning 4 games in a row, putting their opponents that many times on the free throw line, averaging almost 24 makes a game by the opponents, still able to get 4 wins. But it caught up with them yesterday in that game against Northern Iowa. And it may be a problem for them today as Marist continues to score from the line.
Here's Anthony Ireland, the senior from Waterbury, Connecticut. Coming in 8th all-time in scoring to the tournament, 6th in assists, 8th in steals in the Loyola Marymount record books. A couple of double-doubles in points and assists this year. Egbayemi for the Lions. The entry to Osborne on Kemp. Osborne goes up strong. Kemp, though, denies.
Kemp, great denial, and then to rip down the rebound, start the outlet pass.
Lewis stripped by Egbayemi, and here's a 3-on-2 break for the Lions. Ireland in stride. Loss for Egbayemi. Oh, wow.
Well, that may be the spark. We'll see if Jeff Bowers calls a timeout.
We got a 38-38 count with 14 and a half minutes to go and ticking here in game 1 of the day from the U.S. University of Virgin Islands Sport and Fitness Center. And Lewis tried to dunk on the opposite end, and Morinar in the way, and looks like he'll be called for the foul.
Well, Lewis just attacks the rim, but you can see this alley-oop play. Egbayemi with the flush.
A lot of athletes for the Lions.
Jeff Bowers, he's sitting there. He stood up and thought about calling that timeout, but wants to save it. But you cannot let this Marymount team get their running game going. But again, Marist able to answer at the free throw line with the clock stopped as they add to their free throw total. Now 11 of 15 from the line as Lewis steps up for their 16th attempt of the game.
Chase Flint re-enters for the Lions, taking out Egbayemi. It's the first time this game, at least, this season, that he has not been in the starting lineup. They put Evan Payne in there today, and Payne with 7 points.
You know, Marist's half-court defense has been excellent. They've got caught a couple times on ball screens, but their stance on the ball is...
Ireland, the strong move to the hoop, fouled, and a chance for a three-point play opportunity, and such is what Anthony Ireland brings to the table. Check it out, Kevin.
Well, just as I talked about that great defense, Ireland turns the corner, actually used a little chicken wing hook as Hart talked to the official. He's still talking to the official about that he was hooked by Ireland's elbow when he turned the corner. That discussion still going on with Khalid Hart and the official.
Well, we asked Coach Max Good the other day about Anthony Ireland, and in the same breath he mentioned his name with guys like Katino Mobley and Karan Butler, guys that he had coached at Maine Central Institute, where he was there for a decade. Sam Cassell, Brad Johnson also went there, but I believe Cassell was just the year before Max Good had taken the position there.
Well, Max had a great program there.
And we have a 5-second violation. Khalid Hart waited too long. And a costly turnover, and it'll give Loyola Marymount in the front court possession. Ireland gets it out of trouble. Flint going to Stover. Over on the wing is Ireland.
Oh, Ireland, a coach on the floor for Max Good, and he is leading this charge back.
Lions basketball, 17 on the shot clock.
The Lions
lead
at that
by
1 point
They
lead.
trail by as many as 13. In the post, Mornar flips it out. Ireland, the three, he got it.
Ireland, the spark plug, has got this Lions team back into the tempo that they like.
On a roll, he's got 13 points, the game-high scorer. Marist basketball, Loyola Marymount, their largest lead of the game at 4.
Boy, the battle here between Hart and Ireland right in front of his excellent matchup, along with Egbayemi and Siobhan Lewis.
Ireland only listed at 5'10". He gives away about 3 inches or so to Khalid Hart.
Marymount really trying to step up the pressure on the perimeter. That keeps Marist from getting that ball entered to the post player, where Kemp has done some damage. But Kemp back on the bench taking a little rest right now as Prenslow is in manning the middle.
Ireland whistled for his second foul of the game, and that'll be baseline out of bounds for the Red Foxes from Poughkeepsie, New York, and Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Last time at the NCAA tournament was 1987 with the big man, the Duncan Dutchman, Rick Smits. Down the lane goes Hart, can't get it to go, grabs his own rebound, one dribble up, and puts it through.
That was a big basket for Marist. They needed to score because Marymount was really starting to take control of this basketball game behind Anthony Ireland.
Khalid Hart, that was his first bucket in 3 attempts after yesterday's tough going. And now Ireland goes flying into the referee. Khalid Hart going for the steal. Fortunately, nothing serious occurred there. It'll be a personal foul on Hart. It'll be his first.
And Khalid Hart asking for a substitution as he was banged up in that game yesterday against Maryland. Khalid Hart, who played for the U.S. Virgin Island under-18 team in 2012.
Isaiah Morton will check in for him.
Offense
Osborne hands off.
Their offense for Marist is not quite as fluid when Morton is in the lineup. Runs a little better with Hart because of Hart's size and strength.
And there's Morton called for reaching out again, reaching out and touching Ireland. Extending that arm, and he's called for the foul, his first.
If you're Marist, you do not want to get Marymount in that free throw situation, because on the next foul, the Red Fox will be shooting 1-on-1 for the rest of this game. They want to keep attacking. They do not want to even up the fouls.
Lions basketball. Ireland, he'll rise from 23, no good. Underneath, Osborne goes up and is hammered.
Well, Kemp picked up the third foul. We'll see how long Jeff Bauer keeps him on the bench, because he has certainly patrolled the middle for the Red Fox. A little different look when he is on the bench.
Well, they held the lead at halftime with Kemp in foul trouble. Right now, Prinsloo now with 3 fouls.
And Philip Lawrence, number 35 there for the Red Foxes, at 190. The sophomore does just not have the same presence as Kemp at 6'10", 235.
Osborne misfiring on all 3 free throws today, as does the fourth. It's 3 of 9 on the year, and it's 44-42 Loyola Marymount. Lewis jumps it off, right corner, Bowie for 3, no. Rebound goes to Stover, and Stover will headman it, and it goes to Ireland, who lays it in off the feed from Flint.
Well, Danny, long shot leads to long rebound. That missed shot by Bowie led to a fast break by Marymount.
Ireland was 12th in the WCC in scoring last season, or second rather, behind Taylor Haas of BYU. In the corner, Philip Lawrence can't get it to go. He was 14th in the nation in scoring, was Ireland, at a 20-point per game average. It's stripped. Here's Bowie up the floor against Ireland, crossing him over. Ireland reaches in, and Bowie can't get it to go, but he'll get 2 free throws on the foul.
Bowie just picks a pocket at the defensive end, and now another opportunity at the free throw line for Marist.
It'll be 2 shots after the break. Loyola Marymount, which has trailed by as many as 13, now matching their largest lead, 46-42 here on ParadiseJam.com.
Welcome to Bongo Bay Beach Resort, St. Thomas, the Caribbean's most entertaining beach resort. Experience the Caribbean's most entertaining beach resort, Bongo Bay Beach Resort, St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. No passport required.
Imagine the power of a giant TV production truck in a compact portable video production system. NewTek TriCaster has everything you need for a network-style video production. Camera switching, graphics, special effects, virtual sets, and more. You can stream your production live to the internet and record up to 8 separate channels of HD video all in one system. NewTek TriCaster. It's a television studio in a box. Find out more at newtek.com.
Now, as you can see, don't you love technology? Yeah, no problem. There we go. How are the girls? Uh-huh.
Come on, boy, just a little.
Scott.
Business is tough, but with great offers at Avis.com, we give you the space to turn your business trip into a biz case.
As we look at the bracket, you see Loyola Marymount and Marist losing to Northern Iowa and Maryland respectively. Coming up next, we'll have Vanderbilt and Morgan State. And remember to tune in tomorrow. CBS Sports Network will have the University of Northern Iowa playing Maryland. First meeting between those 2 programs, and Providence taking on LaSalle. As we're back to play here inside the U.S. Virgin Islands Sport and Fitness Center inside the University of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Bowie knocks down the free throw. But as interesting development here, Kevin, as we're back to play, we've got a lot of foul trouble. 3 starters for LMU with 3 fouls, 2 for Marist, and they're 2 of their post guys.
2 post, Princeton playing with 3, and Kemp on the bench with 3. And we talked about what impact Kemp is in this game when he patrols the middle for the Red Foxes. That, when he has been out, is when Loyola has made their runs.
LMU by 2. They've got it in the corner with Stover. Stover in trouble, 15-footer goes in.
Pushed over with a nice little hesitation move between his legs. And Bowie attacking the basket again. He has played extremely well for Marist. Huge lift offensively. He has 12 points at the free throw line again. Or number 20, the 6'5" senior.
That's now the 3rd foul against Osborne. Now Loyola Marymount with 3 separate guys with 3 fouls. The same situation Marist has. 4 fouls against the Lions. Marist already with 8. And we still have 10:53 to go. As Bowie knocks down the free throw, Jay Bowie came in at about 60% from the line.
It's perfect today. 5 for 5. Let's see if we jinx him on this shot. Right down the net. Twine, 6 for 6 for Jay Bowie. Now we see a little
buckets.
zone out of Marist. Hope they stay in the man-to-man.
In the corner, Flint drops it off to Osborne. Stover again going to Osborne. Backing down Prinsloo. The jump hook is good. In the corner, pressure by Loyola Marymount. Here's Morton across midcourt. Lewis in stride. The layup rolls in.
Well, Lewis has struggled to finish, but not on that attempt as he went flying in there, slid past the defender.
Lewis only 2 of 9, but he's got 11 points. 11 for 3. He's got it.
We was talking about how Levin has been quiet in this game, but that is a huge 3 for the Lions.
Levin's been in double figures in his first 5 games as a Lion. He's got 6 today, and on the opposite end, Lawrence foul going up, and just like that, the fouls are climbing here, Kevin. We could be in for a very long finish.
Well, you know, Jeff Bauer has told his team now, when you throw out of that first trap, you've got a 2-on-1 at the offensive end. As Philip Lawrence didn't even think twice. He put the ball on the deck and headed right for the rim, drove the foul. Now he's back at the free throw line.
Lawrence, a sophomore from Baltimore, which is about a 40-minute drive from College Park, where the University of Maryland is located. The team Marist lost to last night. And a trio of substitutions, seeing Ireland, Stover, as well as Osborne coming off.
Well, Max Good wants to give those guys a little rest so they can come back in for that final push. I look for them to come in at about the 6 or 7 minute mark to try to finish this game strong for Loyola.
Under 10 minutes to go, and now at point is Chase Flint, who came off the bench for the first time this season in this game at the start of the contest. Here's Egbayemi. Flint from Fruit Heights, Utah, over on the wing to Payne. Has only 1 shot in the half. Dickinson spins and traveled.
Well, it gets some good defense out of Prinsloo inside, but you wonder how long is Jeff Bauer going to keep Kemp on the sideline. 3 fouls. I know he got that elbow in the sternum, but I don't think that's serious enough to keep him out of the lineup.
10th turnover for the Lions, and now bringing it up and setting up shop Lewis, who hands off to Isaiah Morton, the junior from Vineland, New Jersey, only 5'8". Match up with the 6'1" Flint. Outlet to Lewis from the elbow. Now no good, another miss for Lewis. Loose ball, Bowie down the lane, scoops it in.
Bowie has been all over the court for Marist. Making plays from transition at the free throw line, knocking in threes. There's a putback.
Levin the drive. Off glass, good, and the foul.
The big man shows his ball skills. Levin puts it on the deck, little hang, and in the hoop. So you can see this replay. Nice flare out by Dickinson. He was right by. He would move the ball around. slide in off the glass and out the free throw line, trying to complete the three-point play.
Well, one foul-troubled Red Fox replaces another. Bowie, though, less so with 3. Prinsloo now with 4 coming out of the game, and Levin converts the three-point play, and Gabe Levin now at 9. Morton directing traffic. 5, 8.5 minutes to go. Here's Morton for 3, no. Rebound 11, and the Lions come back in transition. Dickinson, and he cans another.
Well, that play set up by Levin's dribble drive to the baseline to draw the defender, and Dickinson pops out, and the beneficiary of that assist.
Well, Loyola Marymount has opened up its largest lead of the day at 7 points, and Coach Jeff Bauer for Marist calling a timeout. LMU leading Marist by a 58-51 count, and we'll step away for just a few moments. 8:08 to go. Stay with us right here on ParadiseJam.com.
Vision, and we believe in children. We believe in God's calling to share our lives with them, to share a meal, to share water, to share love, to share a full life.
If you believe, share with a child today at worldvision.org/share.
Back inside the University of the U.S. Virgin Islands Sport and Fitness Center. It's 58-51 Loyola Marymount. You see Dickinson joining Ireland in double figures for the Lions, now shooting 50%. They were at the 30% mark for much of the game, while Marist continues to struggle. Though Lewis and Bowie are in double figures. You see Siobhan Lewis just 2 of 10 from the floor in this contest, and Hart continuing to struggle as well, only 1 of 4.
Yeah. LMU just 40% in the first half, but they've certainly improved their shooting percentage, and most of that's because of transition play. They've created some turnovers, got some 2-on-1 fast breaks. They've got the ball inside, and that's give them a huge advantage. Now Marist trying to counter with the number of trips to the free throw line, as they are 18 of 23, right at 78%. Only 15 attempts from the free throw line by LMU.
As far as the brackets go, the loser of this game will play the loser of the next game, as will the winners play off on Monday. Here's Kemp, the jump hook in the post, and a nice one.
Well, the defender did not take away Kemp's left shoulder, and if you read the scouting report, he's going to bounce and bang and come back with that short hook over his left shoulder. He's very effective.
Adam Kemp with a new season high with 9 points. Put back on the other side by Egbayemi. For Loyola Marymount, he now has 6.
Egbayemi just powered that through Siobhan Lewis.
Morton roaming on the left wing. Defense by Ireland.
This is the point in the game where Marist has to continue to be efficient at the offensive end, whether they're getting the free throw line or scoring, because they can't let this get away from them. They're not a great shooting team, so they have to stay within striking distance here with just over 7 minutes left.
Well, a foul calling against Loyola Marymount. Head coach Max Good for the Lions' face just turned a shade of red that would match that of Marist colors. We'll step away again. Timeout on the floor, 7:19 to go. LMU 60, Marist 53. More when we return right here on ParadiseJam.com.
Welcome to the United States Virgin Islands. We know you'll enjoy your stay in one of the most beautiful places in the Caribbean. We invite you to visit all 3 islands: St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas. St. Croix offers some of the most incredible dive sites in the Caribbean. Explore the pier, a shipwreck, the wall, and even go on a night dive. And with 7 flags having flown over this Caribbean jewel, St. Croix offers one of the most diverse cultures in all of the Caribbean. Want to hike, swim, and explore an underwater trail and an incredible vista all in the same day? Then you can't miss St. John. With 2/3 of the island dedicated as a national park, it's easy to find a view that takes your breath away. St. Thomas offers some of the best shopping deals in the Caribbean, and the U.S. Virgin Islands duty-free limit is $1,600, so be sure to take advantage of the savings. If a romantic destination wedding is in your future, plan your hassle-free nuptials in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Don't forget to let your guests know that there's no passport required for U.S. citizens. For more information on the USVI, log on to visitusvi.com.
Khalid Hart, the native of Newark, Delaware, to the line for Marist, trying to get closer to Loyola Marymount. They led this by 13 in the first half, but now find themselves 7 in a 20-point turnaround in this game. And Hart hits the bucket, and he now has 3 points.
Now, Max Good has all 5 starters back in the game. He took them out at about the 12-minute mark. Ireland, they give them a rest, and he's brought them back in, trying to finish with some fresh bodies. And this was a short turnaround for both these teams that they played late yesterday afternoon. Get up a little shoot around this morning.
Khalid Hart only 3 for 15 in the Paradise Jam this year. And Ireland nails the 3. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for Loyola Marymount as far as the road goes. They've played only 1 home game at Gersten Pavilion, a win over NAU on the 17th of November. They don't play there again until December 17th with another trip to the East Coast mixed in after they return back to Southern California to play UC Riverside. Lewis around, and he puts it in to make it a 6-point game.
Well, Lewis's slice as the defender gets lost, an easy basket as Marist tries to hang in this.
He's got 13 points tonight. Jump pass Ireland, a little bit of miscommunication. Dickinson was cutting. Ireland expected him stationary in the corner, and as a result, in the 11th Lion turnover in the game.
Marist has to really take advantage of Bauer up calling a play for his Red Foxes. A little ball screen up top for Hart. See if we can get some more penetration.
Hart up under, drops it off to Kemp, who puts it in. What a play by Khalid Hart.
Kemp fumbles the pass, but has the presence of mind, soft hands, gathered back in and complete the play.
Kemp now in double figures, so 3 Red Foxes in double figures, led by Bowie 16, Lewis 13, and now Kemp 11. And Max Good will utilize a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. The score, LMU 63, Marist 59. And we've got a little bit of a pretty good basketball game here, Kevin Lane.
Great game here.
As we look at the numbers.
Both go to the losing bracket, but I know what Max Good's going to talk about. That high ball screen has really given his team some difficulty as Hart has been able to penetrate off that. And we also saw Lewis get right to the rim. 2 layups against this LMU defense. Max Good, not a happy camper at this point.
Anthony Ireland, you see, with 18 points, that we told you about his work last year when he was among some of the best scorers in the nation, 14th in the nation, only behind Tyler Haas in the West Coast Conference, trying to close in on a new season high as far as this season goes. He has 30 as a career high. Last did that against Gonzaga last February.
We'll see what Max Good has drawn up here in the huddle, because this is they have to score here to hold off this Marist attempt to come back. Isolation play.
Baseline Payne, put back though by Mornar, or Levin rather, for the Lions.
Well, Levin, the freshman, they talk highly of that young man. It's a little dribble rub movement, tried to sucker cut, and Levin able to follow up and get the tip in.
Scooped up by Hart, off glass, good.
Boy,
so
Hart has really
Hart's
come on. Made some great plays here down the stretch as he gets his 6th point, but a number of assists also.
It's a 4-point game. Ireland down the paint, the drive. He's fouled going up against Kemp. And Ireland, who has already matched his season high when he scored 18 against Northern Arizona, he's got 18 today, and he's trying to break his new season high here as he will go to the line on the 4th foul by Bowie. And it looks like Prinsloo preparing to come back in, but he as well has 4 fouls and still 5 minutes plus to go.
Hart talking to the official about Ireland leading with his elbow and forearm as he came in there to complete that play.
So Ireland will go to the line, came into the game. Pretty good free throw shooter as he nails the free throw. He was 20 for 23 to start the game.
As we watched that practice yesterday with LMU, Ireland, just a coach on the floor. He knew everything that Max Good wanted done, was a true leader, and he is putting together a unbelievable game today as he gets his 19th and 20th point, 6 for 9 from the field.
He's actually 86% to start the game, and today he is 5 of 5 at the line. Ireland, who has his first 20-point game of the season.
Yeah, go along with 5 assists.
67-61 Lions. Marist ball. Prinsloo backing down Dickinson, the jump hook. That won't go. Levin the rebound. Lions off and running again. It's 2 on 4, but that doesn't discourage Ireland. There's Levin open for 3. No. Bowie the rebound. Marist now running the floor. In the corner, Morton. And here's Ireland for Loyola Marymount.
Now, Ireland understands that pace and space of this game as he backs out and wants to get his people set. Very important offensive possession for the Lions.
Dickinson making the move on Prinsloo. Flat-footed block.
Prinsloo holds his ground, hands high to the ceiling.
Bowie, nice ball movement. There's Hart for 3, long, but chases down the rebound. It's knocked out of bounds by Levin, and it will lead to a timeout on the floor. Stick with us, a pretty good conclusion on tap. Loyola Marymount 67, Marist 61, 3:58 to go from the Virgin Islands here on ParadiseJam.com.
Come visit my island, the United States Virgin Islands.
Discover how life is meant to be. Call your travel agent today.
Spectacular views of the Caribbean are just the beginning at Frenchman's Reef and Morningstar Marriott Beach Resort. Discover a place where turquoise waters meet clear blue skies, where fine dining and poolside bars delightfully coexist, where fun and relaxation are an art form. A Marriott dream vacation awaits you here on the island of St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's all here at Frenchman's Reef and Morning.
A very efficient performance for Loyola Marymount's Anthony Ireland, who has scored 20 points on only 9 shots, 5 assists. This is a guy who went for at least 20 on 16 separate occasions last season, including a 30-point game a couple of times, but they're trying to hold off Marist now, Kevin.
Miami has done an excellent job on Lewis, as Lewis has scored 13, but it's taken a number of shots to do it.
Oh, good
but
feed.
There he is,
Bowie.
answering the bell.
That was a good feed by Bowie to get it inside. And the foul is now the 4th, and that's bad news on Anthony Ireland. But Siobhan Lewis scores the double, and now he's going to try and make it a 3-point play after the foul on Ireland. Check it out on the replay
cut,
again.
The overplay. Lewis finishes a 3-point play. And you have to wonder how long is Kemp going to sit on the bench Adam Kemp with 4 fouls has been very effective inside, but
hasn't been easy for Lewis, but he's fought his way to 15 points, albeit on 4 of 12 shooting. Payne, top of the arc, hits an 18-footer, make it a 5-point game.
Payne's been quiet since he bombed that 3 to end the half and another to start the half, but that was a huge bucket.
9 points for Payne. Here's Morton double-teamed. It'll back it out. 3:20 to go. Marist led by 13. The Lions have led by as many as 8. Bowie slips it off. Layup, no there for Prinsloo, but he is fouled, and he's angry that he didn't convert.
Well, there's no reason he should not have finished that shot. There was some contact early, but he's able to have the ball in his hands and up by the rim. Still upset with himself. He's got to shake this off as he steps to the free throw line. These are important 2 free throws. Bowie, excellent floor game. Prinsloo is not able to finish.
Second straight possession, we've seen penetration and a Marist player slip right in behind the Loyola Marymount defense.
That high ball screen, the most difficult things you have to do at the defensive end for any team dealing with ball screens is the communication. As you're going to stay with the ball handler, you cannot allow that roll man. Got to get some weak side help to step inside that passing lane.
Prinsloo can't convert on the second free throw. It's a 4-point Lion lead with 3 minutes to go. Lions at 4-1. Marist still looking for their first win in 5 previous tries.
Now, Marist is when you really have to dig in and make some defensive stops to be solid.
On the baseline is Levin, has the size advantage over Bowie, uses it, and can't get the layup to go. Marist ball, down 4. Here's Morton.
Well, good job by Bowie. He got beat but hung in there and kept inside position, was able to garner that rebound. That was an important stop for Marist.
And there comes Kemp back in. He's spent a lot of time on the bench in foul trouble, but he still has 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 of 6 shooting. He and Prinsloo both dealing with foul issues. Payne will come out, and Egbayemi will sub him out for the Lions and will guard the ball, brought in by Lewis.
Egbayemi went back in to guard Lewis. Of course, Kemp, very effective in the short amount of time he's played. There's that sucker cut. I've seen that play before by Marist. Right back to the inbounder, not able to convert.
Flint and Ireland, now the backcourt for the Lions. Egbayemi, Osborne, and Levin round out their 5. 2:20 to go.
Well, Marist able to make a stop on the last trip. Can they make back-to-back defensive stops?
Egbayemi in the corner, 6 on the shot clock, 5. Ireland trying to pull up, can't. Drops it off, Osborne, the mid-post shot. Oh, a backbreaker with 1 on the shot clock.
Well, what a great play by Ireland. Drew the defender, and he knew the presence of mind. He had that clock in his head, dumped it off to Osborne. That may be as big a hoop as we've seen in this game.
100 seconds to go. It's Hart with the basketball for Marist. Here comes Kemp with the screen. Splits the defense, keeps it, goes up, and can't get it to go. And Hart's struggles continue, and Kemp just fouls out on an incidental play with Ireland, but nevertheless, his 5th foul.
And Kemp just upset and frustrated with himself. But penetration, high ball screen by Kemp allowed Hart to get there, but not able to finish. And Kemp gets tangled up in that scrum for the loose ball.
Kemp able to register a new season high in points with 11 and 6 rebounds, but he did it in limited minutes as he spent portions of the first and second half on the sideline with those fouls, and now he's out of the game for the rest of the minute 32 left. And he's replaced by Prinsloo, also in foul trouble.
Prinsloo, and you got Bowie at that 4 spot, who's been very effective in this game, as Bowie has 16 points, knocked in a couple of threes, but perfect from the free throw line. But the story of the game, Ireland at the free throw line for LMU.
On the 1-and-1 still, that was the 7th foul by Marist. But Anthony Ireland having a fantastic game connects. Ireland now with 21 points. 6 of 6 at the line.
6 assists, perfect from the line. It's knocked in 3 from the arc.
And the Lions trying to go to 5-1.
Now the ball screen not quite as effective with Kemp on the bench, but Prinsloo going to do a high middle ball screen. Hart trying to get some penetration.
Here's Lewis. Hart step back jumper is good. And a timeout called by Marist right after the bucket is converted, making it a 73-67 count.
Well, Hart has been quiet for a lot of this game. That was a huge basket as he did that step back. They're coming off a little ball screen. He's been able to get to the paint, but watch this. Prinsloo comes over. Flat ball screen, step back jumper. Hart tickles the twine.
Another 1:12 to go, and you see the numbers. Well, Marist has found a way to struggle through their shooting woes to stay in this game. You see they've taken 4 fewer shots than Loyola Marymount, yet they've made 9 less.
And 6 on your screen, you see 65 for Marist. That last jumper has not tallied up. They do have 67, so they're down 6. They need to make a stop as they come out with some full court pressure.
And also note that Lewis, their leading scorer, 4 of 13, but Bowie also has 16 points.
Now, LMU will be shooting one-on-ones if there is a foul committed. It may have to happen here by Marist. If they don't steal it when it goes across half court, they may have to foul and put him on the line.
Payne will give it away to Levin in the corner to Flint. So, Kevin, would you, in this situation,
it's too
say
late.
Extend the, well, now it's
too late to foul right at that point. I would have fouled after they broke out of your pressure, but Marist not able to catch him, and now that's going to run some clock. It's going to end up in Anthony Ireland's hands when this clock runs down. It's at 6.
Here's Flint. Ireland, 3 on the shot clock, 2. Will fire a 3 with 1 on the clock. It comes off the front rim this time. LMU running the clock down, but not able to convert. And there's only 30 seconds
right
left.
now.
Here's Morton. Morton on Ireland, who's got 4 fouls. In the corner, Bowie, can he do it again? No. Tipped out, Ireland's got the rebound, and he has to hurdle a falling Lewis. And he'll go right back to the line on the 1-and-1.
LMU dodged a bullet there as the defender ran at Morton, who is not a good three-point shooter, and left Bowie, who has stroked it from the three-point line, but Bowie skipped one off the rim from the right side.
And there you see Ireland once again, and Max Good loves the guy. He actually told us a story last year where he got knocked down in a game, had 14 stitches, some broken teeth, but he didn't miss a beat, still played.
Now an opportunity to take this from a 2-possession to a 3-possession lead with just under 21 seconds left.
The Lions up by 6 and hoping to go to 1-and-1 in the Paradise Jam and 5-and-1 overall after their defeat 90-81 against the University of Northern Iowa. They opened their season off with a win over Grand Canyon, defeated South Dakota State, Long Beach State, and Northern Arizona prior. But as we mentioned, they get a week off after this tournament. They'll play again Monday, presumably if they hold on against the winner of the next game, Vanderbilt and Morgan State. But then they go home, they go to play UC Riverside, and then they go back on the road to play Pittsburgh and Valparaiso on the road. But here's how the bracket shapes up right now. Loyola Marymount and Marist, and you see the winner will play the winner of our next game.
Vanderbilt and Morgan State. On the right side, you've got Northern Iowa and Maryland. Even though Maryland has not played Northern Iowa, Mark Turgeon, the coach at Maryland, very familiar with the Northern Iowa program as he spent a number of years as a Wichita State coach as the Shockers and the Panthers both in the Missouri Valley Conference. And of course, Providence in that lower bracket going against LaSalle out of the Atlantic 10. LaSalle team coming off a Sweet 16 bid.
And returning a lot of the pieces that were on that team. Ireland stays perfect at the line. So a very nice day for him. A new season high, he's got 23 points. And make it 24. Loyola Marymount goes up by 8 now, and they'll use a timeout with 20.9 seconds to go. They match their largest lead of the game with 21 seconds to play. and able to hold off Marist, and Marist shooting woes once again, Kevin. Certainly the story in the game is they have not been able to get past 40% in this game.
Not be able to do that this season. They continue to struggle. Just 32% on the year. This game at 38%, but got to the free throw line 28 times, 22 of 28. That really kept them in this game. Just under 80% from the line for the Red Foxes. Something for them to build upon in this tournament.
And the Lions once again yielding a lot of free throws to the opposition, but as it did in the 4 games prior to yesterday, it does not necessarily hurt them. As you see, they shoot 50% and very stout, 5 of 13 from behind the three-point arc.
Rebounds even at 24, 17 turnovers, or 11 turnovers for each team.
Hart split in the double team, thunders up the floor. The right wing 3 is good for Lewis. The Marist high score with 19 points now, making it a 5-point game.
Now here's a situation where you have to try to steal that inbounds pass, and if you don't, unless you have the man trapped in the corner or along the sideline, I believe you're going to have to foul immediately to get them on the line because you just don't have enough clock left. 2 possessions down.
Lewis with that three-pointer now just 4 points behind Rick Smith for 20th place. All time in scoring at Marist. He'll continue to rise up the charts. He has had a fantastic career. The junior from Queens, he was a 3rd-team All-Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference selection last year when he had 20 points 12 separate times, and a mid-major All-American as a freshman when he set the school's freshman record with 460 points a couple of years ago.
Well, he's a prolific scorer, and he shook loose here in the second half for Marist. But with 13 seconds left, Danny, not quite enough to get over the hump.
Here at the Paradise Jam, the first of a couple of games today. Yes, there will be that game we talked about, Vanderbilt Morgan State, and they'll have an exhibition between the University of the Virgin Islands team and the Puerto Rican University team, also in the same conference. There's 13 seconds to go in this one, and then there will be about a 30-minute lag in between this game and the next one coming up.
And Marist going to put Brooks on the ball. Use his height and wingspan to try to disrupt that inbounds pass.
Brooks at 6'8". Egbayemi will bring it in for Loyola Marymount, giving up 4 inches in the process. Ireland has it in the backcourt and more free throws in the offing for Ireland. It was a perfect 9 of 9 from the foul line, having come in at 86% and is 39 of 44 at the line this year.
And Ireland took that ball between the legs of Bowie before he was fouled. Now again, even though there's 11.7, these are very important free throws because you want to get it past a 2-possession game in your lead for LMU.
And he's good from the free throw line. He was 9 of 10 yesterday, Ireland.
Now defensively, you're going to press up, take away 3 balls, give up layups. And certainly, if you're LMU, you do not want to foul in this situation.
So Ireland with 24 yesterday, 24 today, and Loyola Marymount by 6, 7 seconds to go. Cross-court pass. In the corner, Bowie for 3, he launches an air ball. Levin grabs it, and the game comes to an end as Loyola Marymount, which trailed by as many as 13 points in the first half, they come back. They led by as many as 8 in the second, and they hang on to go for their 5th win in 6 games this season, Kevin. And once again, the story is Anthony Ireland. He set the season high yesterday with 24. He won up. That scoring total actually has 25 today, and was was 10 of 11 from the line and had a very good performance once again.
And 6 assists to go along with that. Knocked in 3 from the arc. Really led his team, especially when Marist kept trying to make that push to come back. You put the ball in the hands of Anthony Ireland. He makes things happen. I think none bigger than an assist he had late in that game to was it Osborne knocked in that jumper.
Well, the captains for Marist, they go for double figures. Bowie, Lewis, and Kemp. Lewis leading them with the 19, Bowie with 16 points, and Kemp, who struggled with foul trouble, had 11. Once again, the story for Marist, Kevin, the fact that they've had their troubles scoring. Coming into the game, they were a 33% shooting team. Well, today they got 70 points, which actually is their highest scoring total in a game this season, but it's a little consolation as they drop to 0-6.
It's a solid team. Marist is a solid team when they set their half-court defense. They have to find some different ways to manufacture points at the offensive end. Have just not shot the ball well. Today they were able to get to the free throw line a number of times, and that certainly helped them stay in this game for a long time, but just too much Anthony Ireland for the Marist Red Foxes.
The Loyola Marymount will take on the winner on Monday against Vanderbilt or Morgan State, and Marist will get the other team still in search of their first victory of the 2013-2014 season. That will do it for this broadcast. My partner, Kevin Lehman. This is Danny Lee saying so long. And remember, stay tuned. We'll bring you Vanderbilt, Morgan State. Craig Jonas and Brian Ratzliff will have it for you in about 30 minutes' time. And Vanderbilt trying to get back on the winning side of things as they saw a 16-point lead get away against Providence last night, trying to get back on the winning side of the ledger. So long, folks. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Thanks for watching right here on ParadiseJam.com.